So hello
Nice one,
everyone
nice
to
one.
another episode of Amazon Moguls with Nikos. And I know you guys absolutely love these. So me
It's
and
good.
Nikos.
It's good. I'm going to start this straight away off here, Simon. I'm going to say, if anyone's editing this video, can you please mention how much you got on your Amex at the moment in time?
Well, I've paid off quite a lot now, but yeah, I guess we could start off with the old Amex
Yeah,
thing.
let's start straight away.
saga.
I think we should start straight away.
So obviously I found a load of deals on Cogita. By the way, both links will be below for join that. And yeah, spent £50,000 on one lead. But basically I was finding so many leads that my Amex bill just kept rising and rising and rising. And obviously they don't set you a limit, do they? So they're like, hey, you can spend what you want. There's no limit. It's a charge card, no limit. So I'm like, okay, let's see what if there's, And then it turns out 102,000 is my limit because I get a panicked phone call from them in the morning saying your card's been suspended. You need to pay off a decent chunk of your Amex bill. I'm like, I thought this was like they said, well, there is a limit. Okay. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Now, I was like, fine. Okay. I can understand, they don't want me to spend any more money on the card. But like literally the entire Amex thing was suspended. You get like a big red banner at the top of your Amex account. But also as well, I don't know. I assume you got Amex, haven't you? You've got a personal and business one. But everything was shut down, including my personal one. So even though that's got nothing to do with a limited company, that was also shut down as well. So they shut down the entire lot. You get like a nice notification on your phone saying on Apple Pay, like all these cards have been deactivated. So I was like, God, this is like pretty hardcore. I'm like, and I've got a lot of points on there as well. So I was a bit worried about the points more than anything, to be honest. I was like, I've got 500,000 points on there. I was like, shit, I do not want to lose those. But then what they also did as well, a few days later, is they said, by the way, on your personal card, you had a limit of 20,000 before. We're putting that down to 800 now. So I'm like, what? 800 is useless to me on my personal card. You can't even like book a flight with that.
No, wow.
800. I mean, majority of the time it's fine, but then if you've got a big purchase,
if you want to make a big purchase, you're covered with, and
you can't do it. And they said, well, we'll have to review it in 3 to 6 months. I was like, man, that is absolutely crazy. So they had a proper panic attack. I've got it down now to like 63k. So it's not actually maybe less. It's 58k. But
it's only two, 3 house deposits now. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously it's a lot of money. I was very confident in what I was buying. So yeah, it's okay. But it's just interesting that a lesson there for people is do not push Amex to the limit because they go into like proper panic, hardcore, like shut you down mode. And it includes your personal card as well, so which is really odd to me, to be honest.
So what's happening now? Is it the case of like you just paying it all off and then starting again? How's that going to work?
So it's now unsuspended. Basically, I just kept paying off more and more money. I think my limit to pay off each day was 10,000. When I got down to about 68,000, I think on the balance, it automatically unsuspended it. Wow. So it was okay in that regard. But my personal card still has that limit of 800 now, which I'm really fuming about, actually. Because I've got an expense coming up now, actually, where it's going to cost me
buying a new watch.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, what's weird is I had 2,000 credit on the Amex as well. So there was 2,000 they actually owed me on there. So I was like, I don't know, it's really weird, but because I had I bought something and got a refund on it, and then there was basically constantly paid off. So, but yeah, like at the moment, I'm going to have to buy a new boiler for my place in St Ives. It's £2,500. They take Amex. I was like, yay, but now I can't do it unless I can like load it up first. I don't know. Anyway, nightmare. So, lesson there is use Amex, but just don't push them to the limit. If they start sending you emails warning you about things, just don't push it. Basically.
So, did you have any emails beforehand, or was it just like
they said basically? We may not allow any more transactions, I think it said. I'll have to look at my...
Wow.
Yeah, so... And then it just says here, future transactions may be declined. So...
Well, you can't go wrong with that, can you? And like
it says it's high compared to your previous payment. To avoid potential declines, just reduce your balance. That's what it says. Yeah. So anyway, fun time. So that was a bit of a scary moment for me anyway.
So say for that 50k that you spent, what do you expect to make from that 50k?
Oh, good question. So some of it did get cancelled, which sucks.
Yeah. Yes.
But it was decent. It depends. Right now, the prices on the items reduced. It's still profitable, but it's because of Black Friday sales going on. It's not selling it to its full potential. I'd maybe make. I'm trying to think how much I'd make. Really, it's a decent chunk. Probably, if at 50k, I'd probably make about 18,000 profit maybe from that one.
Yeah, you kind of go on with that, mate.
But if it
Wow.
goes for its full price at Christmas, it could be even more. It nearly like probably 30 to 35K. It
Imagine
goes
that
its
is
full
what people
price.
get paid for the whole year, and you've just done that in a
Yeah.
purchase.
So essentially what I found was I can't give away exactly what
No,
it is.
you'd be daft not to. You'd be
But
daft
yeah,
to do that.
I just found a really good item that just required a little bit more initiative to then do it basically without giving too much away. But yeah, it's really good. And obviously next year, because basically what happened is that obviously the retailer had a certain amount on Quigita. I ordered them and they didn't have that much in stock. So they had to cancel some of them, which is a real shame. Probably about
But that means maybe
15,000.
less stock out there, so it's good for you in the long run, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. This thing sells, so it's like 8,000 a month as well at Christmas. So it's
Wow.
ridiculous. So this is why I was very comfortable spending that money because I know it's profitable.
It's quite a lot of money, mate. 50K on mistletoe is just quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really good brand, I can't say. And it sells an insane amount and it's very profitable as well. So I don't know, maybe I mentioned the same one twice there. So when I saw that, I was like, I've just got to go all in on this because there's not many of these things come around. And to be fair, it sells well all year round anyway, this brand.
And I mean, at least that's you got, because for anyone who's watching or listening to the first time, you've gone to the stage where everything goes to a prep center, haven't you? You do not pack anything yourself.
And with this one, though, I was like, man, this is going to cost me a lot in prep fees. It's going to be quite a lot. It's going to be thousands and thousands. So I was like, could I, like nearly 3,000 quid, I think. So I was like, should I do this one in-house? Then I was like, well, I don't fancy dealing with all these pallets of things turning up. And
Jesus, yeah.
So in the end, I made that decision. If I was more equipped for it, maybe like had a warehouse, maybe I would consider doing it in-house because that's a lot of money to spend.
Oh yeah, 3K is a lot of money. Yeah.
Just think about that. Is a lot of money, but at the same time, I was like, I cannot. And also as well, what's very important with this one was I need to get it into Amazon quick. So I can't be faffing around with it. It needs to, and the prep centers are able to do it pretty much same day. They did most of them. So
wow.
I
mean, you
really
can't go wrong with that, can you? You can't go wrong with that.
You know,
you want to give a shout out? Which prep center was that?
That was Skewific.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
They're not massive, you know. I mean, they're not. I know, obviously, the company is massive, but like the prep center facilities, they've only been going for what 2-3 months now.
No, a bit longer than that, I think. But they're pretty good, though. I visited them actually. They've got a really nice warehouse there. It's in the middle of nowhere in Lincolnshire. But yeah, it's actually a very good prep center, very well organized, well run and stuff. But yeah, they were able to turn it around really quickly. So
I mean,
that was the main.
How many units, Simon? How many units would that be then?
Oh, good question. Because unfortunately, a lot of them got cancelled, but it's basically like 60p an item, so it's like 3,000 divided by 60. So like 0.06. No, that can't be right. It's like I can't remember. It's swear it's like 2,000 items. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, still, I mean, it'd have been too much for you to. I mean, I think because you're not in the mentality of not packing anymore. I think that would be like probably 2-3 days. Take you 2-3 days to do that because obviously you're like myself, aren't you? A bit of a all over the place and with stuff, trying to do stuff left, right, and center.
Yeah,
so,
and the prep on it wasn't that, mate. It would need polybagging as well. So yeah. So, but it's something I did consider very briefly, and I was like, no. So it's not 3,000 now because I say a lot of it got cancelled, just sucks, but still got a decent chunk in. So, yeah, can't complain really. So, but yeah, they did a great job. They got it all in pretty much same day or next day, and that's the main thing. I was willing to pay more because I use another prep center where I've got cheaper costs, but not necessarily maybe the quickest one. But this one with Christmas, I need to get it in. You can't be faffing about with this stuff, especially when you got a 100 grand Amex bill. You need to fucking get this shit sold.
Get it in and sold, because there'll still be another 2 weeks after, isn't it? Just everything just takes time. But I've been. What's the word I was going to say? I've been myself and Joel have just been sending stuff out constantly. You know what I mean? Just sending stuff. Anything that we've had in, any unique bundles that we could have made, any private label stuff that I'm thinking, well, I've only got 50 units there. Maybe just put 150, 200 units. That's what I've been doing and been sending in because I want to have everything there because it does take longer and longer. I think last 2 weeks have not been bad, but 3-4 weeks ago, it was taking forever for things to check in. The last 2 weeks have not been that bad. And it's just, there's nothing worse where knowing that your stock is going in and you're just waiting for it to check in,
That's money you could be making.
I know. it's weird. It's like, obviously it's like the Sainsbury's Lego sale. So that happened a couple of weeks back. I was able to go to 2 stores. Joel went to the other. He packed everything on the same day. On the same day they were out, and I was selling like the Lego Stitch figure that we bought for 12 quid. We were selling it for 57. Now it's gone down to 45. You know, what I mean, it's just the difference of sending stuff in sometimes is massive on it, because obviously just people are just in slow selling stuff in, and then people are panicking and thinking, I mean, I don't know why you would panic at Christmas time buying something for 12 quid a Lego, but you must admit, people panic, innit? People panic, they're thinking, oh,
no
it's
idea
very slow.
Why.
It's like now, it's like people potentially might be thinking, oh, I'm experiencing a bit of a slow week in sales. Oh, for me, it's been about 350, okay, but for profit today, it's not a bad day, but some people are experiencing slow sales. Well, why is that? Well, have you ever thought that maybe customers are indeed waiting for Black Friday? Yes,
exactly,
maybe potentially, you know, maybe they're not going to be buying the stuff on Black Friday, but they will wait for an extra week where they're going to have the money. Yeah. If you're having a slow week on the first week of December, then you should be panicking. You're not got the right stock. You know what I mean? If you have a slow week on the second or third week, then what are you doing?
Exactly.
But you shouldn't be panicking now if you're not selling a crazy amount of money. I think I'm on 1.5 revenue, 3,300, 336 quid profit for today. But I am on the month. I am month to date, 25k 700 and 6,500 profit. So after advertising, that's 4.5. After advertising, that's 4.5.
So you got me beat on the day. I'm on 233 for the day, but the month I've got you slightly beaten at £7,041. So just slightly ahead, but yeah. So yeah, it has been slow. I've noticed it, and I suspected it was because people are waiting for Black Friday. As simple
I
as
think
that,
it's getting
really.
pushed so much. It really, really, really is getting pushed so much. Like, I don't know, even that Martin Lewis, I don't know if you they had a whole show about Black Friday and wait for Black Friday and wait for these XYZ deals. And I know it sounds stupid, it's just a show on a telly, but people do watch them. You know what I mean? People do watch them, and it does make a difference on people's spending. I'm still seeing, obviously, because I use Cogita myself and buy a perfume from it, I still see people paying 110 quid for a perfume now. They do pay it, especially if you've got the right stock. But yeah, I wouldn't be panicking. I'll be honest with you. What I should have been panicking last year, the way I was running my business, Simon, because before, obviously, I know now I'm pretty much like 90% PL, 10% OA. But I decided to switch to the PL 2 years ago, and then the first year, I thought, Nick, you said you're going to do PL, and you got 70% of your stock is still away. Like, what the heck are you doing? You know what I mean? Decide what you're going to do. And I stupidly thought, again, I'm going to do it in December. I thought, this is it. I'm not going to buy any away purchases. So I ended up having only a 6k profit December, which is pathetic. I think in the grand scheme of things, a 6k profit December is really, really bad. It just
depends. Obviously, it's different for everyone, isn't it? But yeah, so.
I know. But if you were doing it full time, I think 6k profit if you're doing it full time for December, I think is pathetic. For us, apologies for sounding stupid or like or la la la. But I think if you're doing it full time, I just wasn't organized enough at all. I said I was going to do PL, and then I just didn't have the stock for December. It's like the stock arrived in January, February. So it's just silly organization and stuff like that I've learned now. It's just I could never in my wildest dreams think August 10k profit in August. You know what I mean? September, October, December, yes, okay, we can get that numbers. But August, June, without selling swimming pools, and I'm doing that. I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon with it, and it seems to be. I got to the stage now where the revenue seems to be more in balance kind of thing. It's just like I'm not spending a crazy amount of money. I'm looking actually to launch a new brand and more products over on Amazon. But yesterday I was messaging a few suppliers. I had one that quoted me a 3-month. It says, so when do these products be ready? It says 90 days. Oh, I said 90 days until delivery. It says no, 90-day production. I couldn't believe it. 90-day production for items. I thought, what the heck? I've got another that said a month. I know it will get busy because it's Chinese New Year. I know it will get busy, but you can't have like a 3-month production period.
Is that because that item's popular and other people are making it for other people, or
Potentially,
seems strange.
yeah, potentially. It's just obviously it's a different niche, and potentially, and I'm asking put like 7 different items together to make one thing. I'm basically running with the idea of the unique bundles, but I'm actually making my own stuff. If that makes sense. When I'm creating an item, I'm thinking of convenience for customers. That's what I'm trying to do, because I've seen the massive difference that when you create a private label product, yes, of course, enough to drive the brand, but we're creating like a unique bundle is the convenience for the customer. They just want to be able to click it and get everything all at once. Plus, the more stuff you do, the more complicated you do something, the less people are going to copy it.
Yeah, adding that next level of complexity is always a good thing, I think. So, and bundles, because logistically wise, I don't know if are they doing it in China, they bundle it together, or you bundling it?
So the last that thing that I've done, it's a full PL unique bundle. So I've not got another brand name, but it's just I would still call it unique bundle because nobody else has got anything like it. It was 4 different suppliers that I've had here, and poor Joel is packing it all together to do it. But if this works, then what I'm going to be doing, I'm simply going to contact each supplier from China, send it to my most trustworthy, the company which I've been buying for, and then they're going to pack it there for us, and then have everything shipped over.
Because it gets tricky from a logistics point of view, where if you're bundling, say, 7 items together and 6 of them are waiting, where you're waiting for the 7th one to turn up, it's going to take 90 days. That stock's just sat there and you can't do it. So you either have to source it from somewhere else quicker, which costs way more money, potentially ruin the profit on it, or just have to sit on that money. So it's an interesting kind of logistical problem you've got there. And it's
weird because, and obviously this is the most expensive time to try to bring anything over. I mean, I wouldn't even think of bringing everything express at the moment in time over from China, because it just would cost you an arm and a leg. In fact, I did order something express in October, and was it end of September, and it took 40 days to arrive express. It was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous, to the point where I've actually contacted Alibaba with that. Even though it was a very, very cheap order, I just still thought 40 days for express delivery. What am I doing?
Yeah, that's because you pay a lot of money for express. It's meant to come by plane, isn't it? So it's meant to
by plane.
A couple of days or something.
How could it have taken so long? It's crazy.
This is private label is definitely tricky. It's a bit like that. So, especially when doing what you're doing, but at the same time, the rewards are there as well. So
the margins are really nice. The margins are really nice. So obviously, in my head, I've been quite. Have I get that at the time of ordering? I've got a landing price of 30% margin. If I've not got the 30% margin at the time of ordering, I'm moving to the next idea. As simple as that. I've been very, very hard because I've lost money when I wasn't that. When I'm thinking, but it looks quite a nice product. You've got to put your feelings away. If you've got to see the numbers, do the numbers work or not? That's the way I've been treating with it, and this is why. I mean, it pays the mortgage. Simple as that. Amazon pays the mortgage, pays the bills. So I've got to get it right. There's no, I've got an extra 2,000 in the side. I'm going to invest on that. I wish I was doing private label. I was still working. I really wish I was doing that, because then I would have had just money coming in. I would have had 2K. Before I even went full time, I would have had 2 or 3K coming as consistent revenue. It was scary, and it wasn't scary. When the 2 years ago when I said, well, I'm going to be working for myself, because you're just thinking, all right, if I don't work, what happens?
Yeah.
If I
it is scary in a way, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah,
you always had a job you could go back to. I suppose there's always.
I know. Yeah, I'm very lucky.
And I think, well, maybe, I don't know, not everyone can do that, I suppose, but a lot of people can. It is scary. Like, if you can't pay the bills, then it's
I've got a kid and everything, I've got a kid. I could go back to work, it's just obviously I was talking to teachers too at the time, that teachers I've been teaching for 20 years, and said, Nick, there's no risk involved. You've been teaching math for 10 years. There's so many maths positions you could go to, and it's like, but still, though, imagine tasting the freedom, Simon, then going back. Could you imagine working?
Oh God, yeah. I'd never want to go back to a job unless it's. I mean, I would go back to certain careers. Like, I would maybe consider going into the police, maybe, or something like that.
Would you?
But something like that would actually interest me. But
detective, or just
don't know. Depends what
Can you
depends what they
imagine?
get.
Detective
Depends what they let me
Simon.
do. So
Detective Simon.
that's something I would do. Another thing I've always toyed with is doing medicine. Actually, like paying for medical school and doing. I mean, that I don't know, but it's just something I've thought
Wow.
about. That's where I would consider going. If I was going to go into something like that, I would do that. But I'm not sure I could do the studying though, honestly, on the medicine side. But I like the
I'm
idea of
gone,
being a doctor.
I've
So.
zoned out studying, mate. Studying's gone.
Yeah, it
Studying
would.
has gone.
I think I'm too old for that now, to be honest. But it's just
Yeah.
something I thought, maybe. But no,
Yeah.
I'm not looking to get another job. But if I was going to get one, that's something they're kind of areas where I'd look to go.
Gets an email from a school. Is like from a medical school. It's like, would you like to actually?
Well, if they offered, that would be very interesting. Actually, if they did offer it, I'd have to actually seriously consider it. But no, I like being in business, so the money is
via
extremely
Dubai.
good, isn't it? So
I know
that's
it's
the freedom
brilliant.
you get from
That's
it.
the thing, and I think personally, because I get a lot of DMs all the time, because I'm in a weird position that I'm doing this full time, but I've also got a family. I think there's not many people that do this, and they've also got a family too with it. And again, with me, I've documented every single thing that I've done throughout the last 4 or 5 years, from selling my little figures in my garage. Everything's there on internet. I think sometimes it's just worth it sticking to it for another 6 months, so you can just have the full freedom. There's no point you doing it and then thinking, I've had a really good 2 months of November, December, and then next thing you know, you're gone. You've got to go back to work because making ends meet kind of thing with it. It's
I feel
weird.
like though, if you put the effort in, though, I feel like it's hard. Well, in Amazon especially, it's hard to fail, especially doing like OAR. I don't know, like
you've got to be disciplined though, Simon. Innit?
You've
got to be disciplined.
You do have to be disciplined.
How many hours do you spend? No one's telling you, Simon, today you're going to search and find leads. You're going to have this target. You want to source enough to get 600 quid profit. It's I don't know. It's just some people are just made differently. I think some people are just made differently.
Yeah. If you're not willing to put the work in, like now, I don't put that much work into my FBA business, but I've kind of uploaded it all up front. I was literally doing 12-hour days, 14-hour days, YouTube, or researching everything basically. So now I don't need to do that.
Speaking of YouTube, you know what? You know what YouTube video of yours I was looking at yesterday?
God, I don't know.
It's how to print the SKU labels in a folder. That's
nice. There you go. Yeah.
So I had to go, and you must have sent it to us over 2 years ago, and I had to go back to the Scotland to find it because it was just taking too long to do it. I wasn't able to get it sorted with the folder, believe it or not. It just wasn't getting, but I was able to change the settings through your video for that printer. So I just click that printer and it prints 2x1, which again, that saves me an awful lot of time too. Because I was doing it yesterday. I was printing a few things and I'm thinking, what the heck? Why am I taking so long? And I thought Simon did send us something. So I'm just sat there yesterday trying to make those folders. So actually a good video. So it's if you got a Mac, is well worth a watch. If you're printing at home, if you're prepping, is 100% worth a watch.
It's just like setting up a watch folder. Anything you drag into that folder gets printed automatically, basically in either printer. So it's a good little. It saved me a bunch of time when I was prepping, to be honest. Just better drag it in, and when I had my lady helping me, made it easy as well because she wasn't very computer literate. I was like, all you need to do is drag it in, and then it's done for you. And also, did you know about the fact you could go into almost like the firmware of the printer to change the defaults as well? I don't know if you knew that. Like you can go in and
that's what I did. That was the one that saved me. That was the because for some reason the folder thing. I don't know if I did something stupid or it just wasn't working for us. I was putting the item in and then I was just getting the printer queue instead of getting the printer instead of printing.
Okay, interesting.
But I went into the printer settings as you did. And that's just saved me so much time. All I've got to do is just select my printer and it prints, you know what I mean, every single time. So so instead of downloading and moving, I just print it and it saves you so much time. So I mean, it's seriously, people
that's what it's all about.
What are they talking about? People might be thinking, why are these guys talking about printing labels? But it saves you so much time. 5 seconds if you're doing it how many times a day saves you so much time.
Exactly, it does, doesn't it? So that's the whole point, isn't it? Yeah, it's like those it's doing hundreds of items or whatever. Yeah, it just adds up to how much time, especially when you're paying someone to do it as well. Suddenly that's saving you a lot of money, isn't it? So
but that's what I've got to do in Joel's printer too. I'm crazy. we've got 4 printers in the unit. So I've got 2 and he's got 2. But I mean, at the prices that we paid, what, 34 quid, that's what it was for a thermal printer. It was just silly not to have printers.
Yeah, we got I was looking today actually. I was speaking to someone just before this, and he was like, "Oh, do I need to get a printer?" I was like, "Well, you can use the A4 sheets on your normal printer, But there's thermal print. I mean, it's like Black Friday. I'm sure there's some good deals. I think 60 quid's the best one I can find. But yeah, we got some really good deals on those printers.
It was crazy, wasn't it? 34 quid or 32? 32 maybe even.
Something crazy like that. Yeah, I've not seen them. I mean, I bought.
I mean, you would have given them away. You were literally giving them away.
That was such a good deal. But do you remember when we got into Amazon, or you were even before me? Thermal printers were way more expensive. They were like £150.
Yeah, it was it was an investment. It was considered an investment for your business. Yeah,
it was properly expensive. And I remember holding off for the longest time. It was like 150 quid for a little printer. Is a lot of money. Now they're just so. I don't know why they're so cheap. More people getting to Amazon, maybe. I don't know. Or doing side hustles and stuff that just come down in price massively.
It's just demand. You got to be thinking how many vintage ladies, let's say.
That's true. Yeah.
So I mean, I've got it from my mum, I've got it from my auntie, I've got it from my wife. You know what I mean? It's just so easy, especially the wireless thing. Just download it Vinted. Vinted has changed. A lot of people into reselling. A lot of people. I created a Vinted account for my business, a pro one, and to my surprise, I've logged in, I've done everything. Oh, by the way, you're not allowed to list X categories. So, for example, perfume. A pro seller is not allowed to list perfume on Vinted. Go figure.
That's weird, isn't it?
Isn't it? It's just. I mean, are you trying to compete with eBay? Yeah, but you could do it as a normal person, but you cannot do it as a pro seller. How weird.
Is it an ungating process, or is it just?
No, it's just the case that you cannot list on that category if you're a pro seller.
Okay, just create a personal one and do it that way. I guess.
Oh, no, it's mad. Speaking of Angates, has Angates been any better on Amazon?
Not really. No, it's still quite tricky. I think it's Q4. It'd be interesting to see next year if it's the same thing where perfume brands get really strict at Q4, whether they ease up in January or not. I'm not sure if it's going to go. But no, people are still struggling. I say just keep trying, in the worst case scenario, just order from Notino or something like that. Even then, they still reject it. I mean, right now you hold
even Notino was getting the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're like, oh, we want supplier and stuff, but you just keep trying. You just got to keep going. I mean, it will work eventually. I mean, Amazon you've heard about the whole YuMove situation.
I wanted to talk about that, but I thought first of all, people have got to know how much you had in your Amex bill that you offered it, Simon. I think you made a nice video too, actually talking about it.
So
it goes bananas.
Yeah, it's crazy. So obviously this YuMove, the dog supplements thing, there are loads of fake Chinese sellers on there. For those that don't know the story anyway, I'm sure many of you do. They were selling fake ones, and some say dogs died basically from these fake items. So what kind of arsehole do you have to be to make these fake items? Just make it, if you're going to fake it, just make it something benign. Why do you have to make it something poisonous?
Consumable goods is created consumable goods. But then what's Amazon done for people that don't know?
Yeah, so obviously Amazon allowed all this. We could all see these were fake Chinese sellers. They were way cheaper, selling crazy volume. I don't know if you've seen pictures, and I'll put one up here for everyone to see.
I haven't actually. I haven't.
What the fake one looks like versus a real one. It's so
28 minutes in, if anyone's thinking for them.
But basically, anyway, finally, after I guess some dogs went to vets, had to be put down, all this kind of stuff. Amazon finally pulled the listings, but unfortunately they punished everyone who was a third-party seller on Amazon who sold YuMove. So I sold a tiny bit of YuMove, not even that many, like a few units. Other people have had literally hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of stock refunded. So what Amazon basically did was they refunded every single order that happened in the past 3 months, and let the customer have a refund and keep and destroy the product essentially, which means people like me and other people have basically now got a massive debt. Because Amazon just refunded them. So all that profit we thought we made over the 3 months, like I said, I've only sold like 15 units. But some people sold tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. The worst guy I know is in the whole £150,000 on YuMove, which is insane because Amazon refunded it. And they're basically just saying, well, now you need to prove that your stuff's authentic. Now, everyone who bought this stuff pretty much bought it from Amazon. It was an Amazon to Amazon. But Amazon are rejecting their own invoices. Which is ridiculous. So I know a guy actually who's going through this process, and they keep saying, no, that's not a real invoice or whatever. It's like, it's literally an Amazon to Amazon invoice. So just crazy times, really. But
and I imagine Amazon have done this to say, well, actually, we've not made any profit from this. We're just washing our hands.
They fucked everyone else over basically, even though it was 100% their fault. They are the ones that allowed the Chinese sellers. Me and everyone else was selling legit products. So we bought, there was some from Sainsbury's, but mostly it was Amazon to Amazon. It's 100% legit. bought from Amazon directly, so we know it's legit, unless they're selling fakes, which I doubt. You know, and then we're getting punished for it. So I've not really lost much, a couple $100 quid, it's really not that bad. But yeah, some people have, you know, taken a big hit. And it's
imagine losing 100K just because of a different seller too. They even named him, didn't they?
Who? What the?
I think they even named a store in the email, or who's the store and who's the fake seller.
Oh yeah, I think they kept changing their business name actually as well. That's what they apparently kept doing. So, but how Amazon? I mean, you know what Amazon like? They're very strict. So how they allowed this to happen, I just don't know. And have all these fake products sat in Amazon. And it's so obvious. It's just insane. And then we get punished for it. And we're like,
so how much cheaper are we talking to Simon too, by the way?
I can't remember exactly, but a good, like, with a point where you couldn't make any money on the listing. So, you know, £5 or £10 cheap or whatever. So I didn't really look too much into it because I wasn't actually on that listing. I wasn't selling it. But for now, though, I'm going to avoid all consumable items, either by pets or humans, because I also had a recall 3, 4, 5 months ago with a Holland & Barrett probiotic, where apparently there's a recall on a certain batch. Now, Amazon doesn't know what batch you've sold. So as far as they're concerned, everything's a refund. Wow. So money you thought you made 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 12 months ago, and you banked, can always get refunded by Amazon, which is kind of a scary thought, really. So for me, I'm thinking now, consumable items, I'm just going to, because they're more likely to be recalled, I think, than most things. It's
just another circle, isn't it, to jump from? It's just another
exactly.
Jumping with Amazon, it's just another hoop. Here you go, jump another hoop. Believe it or not, so was it everything YuMove related, or was it just that specific listing on that YuMove?
I think it was a few specific listings. I'm not 100% sure, 2 or 3 different ones, but I think the entire brand now is basically restricted as far as I'm aware. Wow. So because obviously there's bad press that came along from it, basically Amazon fucked up, simple as that, and now we're paying the price for it. Now whether they're going to refund everyone, I don't know. I suspect they won't, but if you've proven your stuff's authentic and they've refunded the customer, and by the way, what they also did as well, when they refunded the customer, they said in an email to the customer something like, we think these items may be inauthentic because they came from a third-party seller, therefore we're refunding you. People started getting loads of negative reviews on their stores saying, hey, I've been sold fake goods. But that's not what Amazon said. They said suspect it may be. So essentially what's happened is we've been bundled in with all the fake Chinese sellers. I've not had any, like I said, I sold so few, I've not been affected, but it's but could you imagine?
Imagine 6 figures.
Yeah, imagine you bought 150K's worth of stuff, you made a big fat profit off it, you bought yourself a McLaren or a Lambo or whatever off this money, and then suddenly that was like, nah, actually we're going to refund it all. And we're going to destroy the stock. So you're never getting the stock back. All the money's been refunded, and you're like, shit. I guess
really is. It really that. I mean, you probably have to go back to work after that.
So it's a scary thing, I guess, and maybe a lesson not to maybe put all your eggs in one basket. Maybe.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are moving away from consumables a bit more. But then again, it's just what do you do about grocery? It's such a big category for people with no VAT. What would you do with that? Would you move away from groceries?
Yeah, I don't know, but
it's a massive category for people. The non-VAT
people. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Once you get to know exactly what stuff is the non-VAT and VAT and how can you get away with that. Yeah. Businesses have got the whole thing is that just reselling groceries.
Yeah. I know a wholesale guy is doing amazing on groceries. So it's a really good category to get into. More high volume, lower profits, but hey, really good business model that. But yeah, it's just a crazy one with the whole YuMove situation, and I don't know. I think people actually were like, well, we can buy this, and once the Chinese sellers get kicked off, we'll be fine. Be profitable then, but now you need to realize if there's anything where you suspect there's a Chinese seller on it or a fake seller, do not touch that listing ever. Get off it, sell stock, recall it, whatever, because if it gets something bad happens and they refund everyone, then
it'd be interesting to see if that's happened on eBay too or not.
I'm not sure actually. I don't know if they sold to any other sales channels.
Yeah,
like I wasn't too deep into it, but other people. Yeah. So and obviously what's going to happen now is going to be a ripple down effect. Amazon's going to be way stricter with people on Amazon. There's actually a few brands, actually, I can't remember one right now, but where there's no new sellers allowed, which is kind of interesting. So I'm ungated on one of these brands, but they don't allow applications for new sellers, which is quite a nice thing, actually.
I know. Well, that was a couple of years ago with Canon, wasn't it? Printer Canon.
Okay.
There was people that made so much money. I don't know if it was the year before you started Amazon or not. But it was back on RC days, it was. And there was a guy going all around Scotland, all around the north, and collecting Canon printers and selling them for a crazy amount during lockdown, and selling them for and nobody could get ungated for Canon. People could get ungated for HP, but no one can get gated for Canon, and he just made a killing. He was buying he was buying stuff off people within the server and getting people to dispatch to the customers, and paying over the odds and still making a profit. It was crazy.
It's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, he was seriously made so much money.
Well,
I think Concert might have been called Concert. I don't know if you know him.
Oh yeah, he's a big seller. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think he was literally driving all around and collecting him. Machine, absolutely machine. I think he very, very early on switched to realize the possibilities of Amazon, because I think at the time, I think people were happy, and we were happy with getting 10k a month kind of thing, and he was already on like 30-40k at the time, and just tells you, just some people just wired differently. Some people just wired differently. It took me a couple of years to realize that I could be doing this full time, and what freedom is created. I mean, I work 3 days a week, Simon. 3 days a week.
It's also just, I guess, that with experience and time of doing business, you become more real. You realize these opportunities. Like I found this 50k lead. Like a year or so ago, I probably wouldn't have spent 50k on one lead. Now, though, and same with the Concert, he realized his opportunity, and rather than just going, well, I'm going to pop down to my local and make 100 quid here, he was like, well, if I put the work in and I do the entire country, okay, it's going to be a right hassle. I'm going to take a week off driving around the entire country, but I'm going to make 50 grand. So, if you're willing to put in, people have done that with Frontline as well. Other things where they found a good deal at Sainsbury's, they did the entire country for Frontline flea stuff. If you're willing to put that work, once you identify an opportunity, maximizing that opportunity. Yeah. So having the ability to do that and the mindset to do that as well is something.
It's a mindset. It's a mindset, isn't it? It's just
it is a mindset.
I don't know if would you drive around all day?
It's not my first choice, but if there was a good, I mean, basically RA now, I don't want to sound too arrogant here, but I've gotten to the point now where even if someone said to me, hey, you can pop down to Sainsbury's and maybe make 50 quid, I'm probably not going to do it. There's money I'm now leaving on the table because I've got other opportunities that for me are more profitable. So there's now elements around or things that I'm happy to leave them on the table. Because I've got other things to do. Yeah. If there was like an entire country thing where I could go and every store I went into it made 100, 150, 200 pounds, maybe I would do that. But I have to think. I don't know.
What's the most you've traveled then? Let's see more. What's the most you've traveled then in the past?
I did one big RA day. There was like a big Sainsbury's sale going on, and I went all around like Derby and Nottingham. And to be honest, it takes ages. You think you can get through all these stores, but every store it takes ages. You got to park up, walk in, find the items. Actually takes longer, and I actually didn't get through all the stores I wanted. I maybe got done 6 or 8 in one day. It was a nice summer day though. It was it was quite an enjoyable drive, but by the end of it, I was sick of it though. Yeah. Even though every store I went in, what was worse was my final store, I found a new item that was really profitable, and I was like, oh my God, I bet I've left these in all the previous ones. So I didn't go back because by the end I was sick of it. But yeah,
that's what you get to that. I don't know. Like, obviously, you've got experience, but I get to the stage and I'm just done with it now. I've done 3-4 stores. Let's say I'm done with it. I'm ready for home, kind of thing. I could just go online and find something else. I know. I mean, there was a lot Lego sale last week. It was a lot. I mean, to the stage where I said, Joel, you go and do your thing, kind of thing. You go buy for us.
It kind of depends as well. Hard. Yeah, it depends. Like I did that whole Sanctuary Spa gift set thing last year, where every store you went into, there was always guaranteed to be 10 units. So when you know that every store has got like 10 or more units, it makes it more like I'm happy to do it. Just walk in and get it. When you're not sure what's going to be there, that is definitely. But I do get like fatigued by it. I don't really like going around all the stores. Some people like it, but for me it's not. But yeah, if I know the items are there and then there was an opportunity where I could do the entire country, then I probably would do if there's a good money to be made. But like last year, I should have done the entire country for Sanctuary Spa gift sets. But Same time, I was like, oh, are these going to sell or not? I was like, thinking to myself now,
He always
it's
is.
fucking
I mean,
Christmas. Of course they're going to sell. Like, come on,
it's
don't be
crazy.
stupid, Simon. Come on. Like, yeah.
Literally, that's what you need. Sometimes you just have a word with yourself, haven't you, when it comes to this?
Yeah.
It's just you've done 2 Christmases already, 2-3 Christmases. You know, people pay over the odds for stuff. They panic.
Yeah.
Just buy it. If it's profit at the moment you're buying it now, just imagine the profit 2 weeks before Christmas.
Yeah. And
It's
then by the
the
time I
thing.
came to realize the opportunity, although I did catch COVID, after I got over that and went out to go and find them, more of them, they were all gone because everyone bought them. So the opportunity was lost. So that is just one of the things I guess you learn through experience, is realizing opportunities and then just trying to take advantage of them, I suppose. But it does come with time and, you know,
and confidence, isn't it? Confidence.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
Such a big
It is
thing in
confidence.
what you're doing. I mean, confident. I mean, starting what we started the call with today, I know you only got 30k of stock or 20k of stock, but you spend 50. It's just the confidence of thinking, I know how this piece works, kind of thing. At Christmas, it's a completely different ballgame. And if anyone is doing this for the first time at Christmas, and if you're thinking, yeah, I'm not sure that this is going to sell, it will. Yeah, it will. It's just
pretty much.
Nothing will remain at the end of it. You will find my second Christmas when I did it, I'm thinking, oh, blimey, it's been a very slow January. I'm like, yeah, because you got nothing in, mate.
Exactly.
You got nothing in.
Most of the time, you wish you bought more for December. You're like, then I've definitely bought.
You did amazingly well. You did a lot. You did really well last Christmas, didn't you?
I think so. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I've got a lot of stock in that. I've got about 200k of stock in Amazon right now. So insane,
crazy. I've got what's my number? I've got at the moment in time. I've got is that resale value or unit cost of goods?
Cost of goods, yeah, cost of goods.
Wow, I'm only 40k. Cost of goods, I'm only 40k.
Yeah. So, but then talking about confidence, though, going back to that, like if I started doing private label, I'd be extremely nervous about spending even just $5,000 at some place in China. Whereas you probably do that on
I do it, yeah, but I think you get switched on as soon as you get the bug. I think you'd be
sure. Once you realize, but yeah, for me, I'd be very nervous about spending that money on the Chinese seller, you know, or whatever supplier. Whereas obviously you've done that quite a few times now. You know what you're doing, so you're probably more willing to spend. What's your biggest purchase order from China?
Probably the last one I did was 12k. 12k
exactly. It was
like
an entire shipping container or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
I never thought, considering my first order was 600 quid, I never thought it'd be the case of just doing that. And it's nice and it's selling. You know what I mean? It's just it's weird. It's just you just get better at sussing out the suppliers, figuring out. It's just the case of understanding that you're trying to get a relationship here. So if you're thinking this supplier is going to take 3-4 hours to respond to every question you've got, you do not want to be spending 3 or 4 hours for the next 4 or 5 years. You want a supplier who's going to do everything for you. That's what you want to be doing. And when we're talking about doing everything for you, please understand, folks, that you cannot expect a supplier to drop 50p over a call with you, over an email. Like, oh, is this the best price? They're not going to drop. You can lose maybe 5 pence, maybe, unless you increase the purchase volume. You're not going to lose 50p over your order. You know what I mean? They're not. And I think that's what a lot of people think is like, oh, but yeah, I can barter with them and lose and put it down a quid. But no, it never happened. I've actually
it's probably their profit margin.
I've had once the supplier writing down, we've got to feed the kids also. Literally, just I've got to feed my kids. Yeah, just absolutely taking a big. I had to laugh. I had to laugh. It was just like, please let us feed our kids this Christmas. That's what it was, literally.
But something you mentioned there, though, like building relationships, that's a whole nother skill in itself. That obviously is not only with private label, with wholesale as well. I believe you.
I mean, believe it or not, Simon, so many people doing wholesale at the moment. I'm speaking to people and they're just, I'm doing wholesale. It was something that you didn't touch 2-3 years ago. And it just seems to be the case that every man and his dog is suddenly just doing wholesale.
Do they mean Cogita though, or do they mean?
Well, they're saying
Cogita's a hybrid, I guess. Yeah, it's wholesale technically. I consider it like a hybrid model, really. But yeah, I mean, more people are getting into it. Definitely, I guess, because people are getting the Amazon bug, they're getting into the OA, RA, then realizing, hey, there's more opportunity maybe somewhere else to maybe make more money with wholesale or whatever, so more people are getting into it, or private label. So, and you teach private label, don't you? So anyone who wants to learn private label, go and speak to Nikos. So don't come to me, by the way. I've got no freaking clue about private label. Go to Nikos. I get asked quite a few times.
It's
Like,
nice,
go to
man. It's
Nikos.
nice.
Because I've got no freaking clue.
my first the first lad we started 2 months ago, because I only started to I know I've been mentoring people, etc., but I'm doing it properly now. Like 2 months ago started. He got his first 100 plus bads on his listing. So this listing
nice.
sold 100 plus in a month. You know what I mean? And I thought, well, that's pretty cool, isn't it? That's pretty cool.
That's
like,
big. That's nice.
I mean, and he was super organized. Okay, we came in, we had a call. He was super organized. He had like 5 different products, and I said, like, right, I think we should hold down on this, and maybe we could add this to make the variation on it. And I'm not talking about another variation. I'm talking about how can we make it different? Because when it comes to private label, and you're looking, you're not reinventing the wheel. Yeah, you're not creating a product from scratch. You know, I've got a brand new idea, and you're doing something, but you're thinking, how can I make it better from someone? How can I complement? And I guess that, I'll be honest with you, it's also come up from me doing a bit of the unique bundles and looking at other listings and saying, how are they making this better? And that's what I'm trying to do with a private label. It's always the case of how could you make it better? And I don't know if you've had, I mean, obviously I've been very regular putting videos up, Simon. Like, it's crazy for me. For me, it's quite crazy. And one of the techniques that I use is like trying to exploit people that are lazy sellers. So if you find a seller where he's only got, say, for example, 2 images or 3 images, but he's selling over 100 times a month and he's got 3 reviews, well, it's an opportunity for you to do something better with it. And that's how that's what I've been doing really for us, and it's been working quite well to see it. Because obviously what happens with a lot of times with people thinking I'm going to do private label is, what do I sell? I think that's the difficulty with people. What do I sell? And a lot of people come with the idea and then trying to make it work. But I think the way you should be doing it is put your filters and see what comes out. Yeah, because then
it's a bit like the O-way, isn't it? Where you don't, you shouldn't go in saying I'm going to buy this. You just see what's available that's profitable. So
exactly,
similar
But some people are just like, go for it. Sorry, Simon.
Well, I was going to say, so like you say, oh, what can we do to improve this? So is that just generally like a listing thing, or is there something you can actually do with a product? Or what's a kind of an example that you've got? Maybe common.
It starts with the listing. It starts with a listing, and you're thinking, well, this guy is getting 100 sales a month, and he's got 3 images, and they look a bit naff, kind of thing. Okay, so I'm thinking, well, this is an opportunity. Then next step is speak to the supplier in China and see what prices you can get with it. And with that work, I mean, there's so much software out there that will do the work for you. You know, I mean, the profitability on each item. Does it work? For me, I'm a VAT registered seller. I've been for the last 2 years. And by the way, I hate when people give advice to people they're not even VAT registered. I hate it with that passion. It's like you've got all these Instagram and TikTok people like giving advice to people how to do Amazon, and they're not even VAT registered, which is a completely different ball game. But anyways, that's a different story. And then I'll see, does the margin work at 30%? Then I'll hit the order, kind of thing. Obviously ask all the right question. What is the lead time? Because they will try and trick you. Chinese suppliers will say to you, yeah, pay us. And then they'll say the lead time, by the way, the lead time is 40 days. I was like, what? I've just paid you. And the lead time thing. But there's coping mechanisms. If you do have, so for example, that person within 90 days, the way I would combat that, I would say, well, I'm going to put down a 20% deposit and I'll pay you the 80% when it's ready. I'm not going to commit the full amount for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. So, it's interesting stuff. So, anyone who wants to get into private label, speak to Nikos. So obviously knows what he's talking about. So,
I love it. I love it. Sorry, man. I've got somebody in the front door there.
Oh, no problem. It's okay. I'll entertain. Well, we can pause it and then we'll come back.
Entertain people.
We'll be back in just a second. There we go. We're back. Yeah. So good. Probably a delivery or something, or Amazon return.
Oh, it's always a delivery, man. It's always a delivery in this house.
That's the nice thing about Prep Center, though. Don't have to get deliveries anymore. It's nice.
Yes, Sam, but you got a wife too, Sam. When you got a wife, you got unlimited parcels. you unlock the unlimited parcel cheat code. That's what it is.
It's just getting rid of all the boxes and stuff.
It's Christmas. I know. Well, I've got a box the size of me with my new Herman Miller chair. Oh yeah.
Oh nice. Oh wow. There you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've got the box size of a house. Obviously, I was a bit skeptical. Of when you make so much money, you got to keep the box to return it. That's how expensive the item is. You literally have to send it with the box you came with. that's why I've ended up with a massive box in here. But I think I'm going to keep it. But if anyone's watching this and they're thinking I'm going to spend £1,000 on a chair, I would go for the Aeron over the Embody. The Aeron over the Embody.
The Aeron is the most popular one by far, I think. So
yeah, the Aeron over them. But the Embody is more expensive, but I would go for the Aeron. So I'm 6'4", so I've
that's
gone
the
for
Embody, is it?
Yeah, this is the Embody, and I've got in the unit, I've got the Aeron one, size C. It just seems more, I don't know, it's just more comfortable.
Business is good if you're spending £1,000 and you got two of them.
I've actually got one for the employee too, but
you get three of them. Yeah. God,
he got a second hand one.
£3,000 on chairs.
No, he got a second hand one, so he was 2,500. Yeah,
2,500.
Still, yeah.
Business is good.
I don't spend crazy amount of stuff. Like I'm like yourself. I spend stuff on gadgets and stuff like new lighting. Say, now that I'm still begrudgingly, I've got to spend money on a new camera. I know I have to. I've just
it's expensive. That does get pricey.
Yeah, so, I don't know if anyone else does that. I use the rule of 30 days. It's like, do I want something after 30 days, and then I make the purchase.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it's very limiting. Yeah, I know it's very limiting, and I know for people thinking, well, that doesn't allow for any spontaneity and all stuff like that. But if I was spontaneous, I'd have been a dangerous person. Me with Amazon. And
it's a good rule, to be honest. I prefer to do it myself.
Yeah, I mean, I've got money, so like, if a spontaneous person with money, this is just like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it can be.
That's what it is. It's just like, and I guess that's, I mean, we benefit massively the fact that. I don't know, like yourself and me, just we don't need to be getting 60,000 a year from the business, so we can leave the money in the business. You know, I mean, you can take the dividend, but just leave the money in the business. So we're probably better off than people that have got 100k salary. Or not probably, we are better off than people that got 100k salary because of the dividends, because you can leave the money in the business. I mean, especially for me, I know it sounds boring, but it's even the fact that I can get the 3 hours with kids. 33 hours. If I was earning over an X amount as a salary, I simply wouldn't be able to. I would have to incur a cost of an extra £1,000 a month, kind of thing. And it's little things. There's little things like that. Worth it.
Yeah. Well, it used to be that running your own business is beneficial. Now, whether the Labour changed the rules and all that, I don't know. But
it's a lot of taxes, isn't it? It's a lot of taxes and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah. Obviously, do you pay national insurance now? I guess you kind of have to, don't you? For
employees? I think you've got up to 5 people. I think it's up to 5. Okay. I need to have a look into it.
A lot of businesses now are saying we're going to have to cut down our employees because national insurance has gone up so much, and this is meant to be a budget of growth, and now they're stifling bigger businesses.
It's weird, isn't it? It's just like, obviously everything's going crazy with the farm. I mean, I would never want to talk about politics, to be honest, because I don't think I know enough with it. So I just always step away with it. I do need to read a bit more with them. I made the commitment. I've deleted both TikTok and Instagram on my phone last 10 days now.
Good.
I was just 2 weeks, Simon. I keep limiting myself to 10 minutes, and I says, just another 10 minutes on night time, kind of thing. And I don't get anything off it other than just doom scrolling, literally just like, look at this person falling over.
Just watch my channel. That's it. What you need to do. Just keep watching me. And
that's something to do. That's something to be doing.
Knowledge.
No, I love it. I mean, I watch YouTube all the time. To be fair, I do watch. YouTube Premium. Yeah. Have you got YouTube Premium? A lot of people hate it, but I do. It sounds like
a lot of money for what it is, but don't want the ads, and at the same time, it's a business expense as well. It's an education tool for me, so that's why I tell HMRC.
But are you receiving any benefits? Are you receiving any benefits in kind?
I get no enjoyment from it whatsoever. So whenever I watch, I'm sitting there with a straight face and no enjoyment. Never
laughing or anything.
So, I don't know if I should be business expensing actually, but anyway, it's going through the business. So,
I've got it too, mate.
I do watch a lot of educational stuff on there. So
I do, man. Seriously, the amount that you can learn from YouTube. I was literally, I took the little one for a walk yesterday around, was it Wednesday? Wednesday morning, because he was a naughty boy at night time, so he was up for every hour, so I thought I'll take her out for a couple of hours. And I was walking, I'm thinking, YouTube has changed my life. You know what I mean? YouTube has literally changed my life. Without that, I wouldn't have started reselling. I wouldn't have been part of RC when I first started. I wouldn't have escalated Amazon to the way it was. I wouldn't have met Ben, that is, first of all, has changed my Amazon journey, and now he's actually changed also what I do with YouTube too. I wouldn't meet yourself. Like, we wouldn't know each other.
Yeah.
Think about it as like, if I didn't have that, it's proper changed my life. And you can learn so much from it. You can literally learn so much from it.
Yeah, as a consumer or as a creator, yeah, like I say, for me, it's kind of changed my life as well a little bit. And for me, I'm going to be moving more and more into doing YouTube. I think, I may end up just doing YouTube pretty much full time. Who knows, really? But that's why I think, like, just get a camera. It's fine. You're a proven entity on YouTube. I know. And, but it's a good rule to have a 30-day rule.
But no, but I love that. I might just put it out there. Proven entity. This is a proven entity. Nikos Markos, proven entity.
But you obviously have. How many subscribers you got now? I was tracking it for a while, but now I've not seen it in a while. Actually, some of that.
I think I'm nearly at 11k. I'm 200 short from 11k.
So, but saying we're never going to be like big subscriber numbers. It's too niche, probably.
Yeah.
10.8k. But that's still really sick, though. I'm on like 5.7 or something, 5.6. So, yeah, it's doing pretty well. Obviously, YouTube's, like I said, it's changed your life. So if you have to spend I've got the big boy camera, which cost me a ridiculous amount of money. But for me, it was an investment, I suppose. Business expenses, I suppose. But even just getting one that costs 1,500 quid, it's still going to be a good investment.
This is when you get the logic of like, but I'm saving 20% on VAT, so therefore it's practically free.
Yeah.
That's what it is, isn't it?
20% on VAT. And also it's a business expense. You save on the tax as well. So you save twice, don't you, essentially?
Yeah.
Although this one I bought grey market, so there was no VAT on it. I could get, but I got it so cheap anyway. So it was still cheaper.
What's grey market?
So basically all these cameras, they are pretty much dirt cheap in like places like Hong Kong and stuff like that. So what people do is they import these from Hong Kong and sell them to the UK marketplace. They're still real and everything, just from Hong Kong. So they're able to basically buy it from Hong Kong, ship it to UK, sell it in the UK for way less than everyone else, like Jessop's and stuff, and still make a profit. So it shows you how cheap they're buying them.
I might have a link. I might need to have a link there. At some point.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this one here, I think it's £3,500. I think from Jessop's, and I paid just 2,200. So it's
free,
like way cheaper. Basically giving it away. Yeah. So, but no, you can't get the VAT off it. That's the only thing. There's no, these companies don't pay VAT. I'm not going to.
Have you not got another company? Have you not thought about starting another company?
Yeah, I've got two companies now, or technically three, but yeah.
Are they both VAT? Are they both VAT?
No, so I've got my FBA business, which is obviously VAT registered. I've got now when it came to FBA Mogul and my YouTube, that was down as a sole trader until it kind of got going. And then I basically said, I'm going to create a company. So I've created a company with that now as well. I've also had one for the software. I was going to be doing like a software company, but I've not actually touched that in ages. So the accounts are overdue on that. Actually, I need to sort those out. But it's going to be neglected a bit on this. But so now I've created this new company, which is basically for my FBA and stuff, but it's not VAT registered yet. I don't. Obviously it probably will get VAT registered at some point. But right now it's not. Yeah. But talking about I basically do like half the VAT threshold every month. It's kind of crazy when you think about it in my Amazon business.
It's mad, isn't it? It's just like 30k. It's just like.
Well, it's like
that's why it proper annoys me, Sam. When I see people on Instagram, it's like, follow me. I'm going into B&M's and just like, this is what you do for Amazon, and follow me and just sign up.
It's a fake it till you make it crowd. I talked about
it really is. It really is. It really is. It really is. It's just annoying. It's just annoying because it's not all roses, is it? It's not all roses.
Nope. Well, I talk about that stuff all the time. Probably maybe a bit too negative at times, to be honest, with this stuff. But no, I like to give people the reality. I think Amazon's still a fantastic opportunity. I think it's a great way to make money. But there are downsides, definitely. So many downsides. But every business has its downsides. Unfortunately, there's no business where you can just swan in and it's just like sunshine and rainbows for the entire business. And you're basically just raking the profit and it's all going swimmingly, and this doesn't exist. So
it's not going to happen.
No matter what
it's not going to happen.
I was looking at last month, I did 42k in revenue, which is just shy of 50% of the VAT threshold of 90k. So kind of crazy when you think about it. When you first start, it's like, I'm not sure if, I'm going to get to the VAT threshold, and then, it's going to take me ages. And then suddenly, before you know it, you're doing 50% of it and next month, maybe I'll do it even. What month is it, actually?
And if you are very close to the VAT, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, it's annoying. Yes, it's annoying.
This month,
but do not limit yourself.
We're only on the 21st. I'm on 49,800 in revenue. So my ROIs have gone down, but yeah, it's
month to date
crazy.
25 and a half.
Okay.
25 and a half, yeah.
So yeah, so I'm maybe if it keeps going, I might actually hit the yearly VAT threshold in a month. It's quite a nice little thing actually if I do that. So we'll have to see. But sales have been down though with Black Friday. I have noticed that.
As long as you keep buying, Simon, you're good, aren't you? As long as you keep buying stuff, you're good. You don't have to pay your VAT.
Oh yeah, I mean last time they owed me £1,000. So, but I was like, I didn't think about it, but yeah, it's like, oh, of course, because I bought loads of stuff for Christmas. Yeah. January though, I have such a big VAT bill. I need to make sure I don't. It's going to be enormous, to be honest. So I need to be very careful there.
That's the thing. It's just like at some point you will pay the piper. That's right. You just keep moving the goalposts.
Oh yeah,
you just keep moving the goalposts. That's
I've had quite a few refunds. That's pretty much it. Exactly. Yeah. So you get the refunds, but you're going to have to pay it back and more eventually. Yeah. So, but don't be worried about that. It's a pain in the ass, but it's actually fine.
Yeah, I pay a lot more on that now than I did without the PL model. To be honest, because obviously I'm not buying as much to offset it. I'm buying stuff that has not got the VAT on it, kind of thing.
It's probably a business model, to be fair, than what I guess I'm doing, because I said I'm going to have a big VAT bill coming in. Not, it should be fine.
Yeah, wipe your tears with the Emirates handkerchief that you're going to get when you fly over British Airways.
Yeah, that's why I was so worried about losing those points in Amex, because basically got enough there for like 4 first-class return flights to Dubai. I was like, if I lose those, I'll be devastated. Yeah, so because I was using myself and giving them to my family and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like I was going to be very upset if I lost those points in Amex. But yeah. So Amazon is, like I say, even though it's become a bit more a pain in the ass these days, I still recommend people get into it. Do I recommend Amazon as a long-term business? I don't know, maybe not. I think it's a good.
Simon, you can have a good 10 years. And years, though. Yeah,
it depends whether you. People do it, and it's fine. Or you start off with OAR and then transition into private label, which is definitely more of a serious.
You might get bored, aren't you? You might get bored, I think.
But it's whether you see other opportunities that come around, and that's why I love Amazon, because it gives you those kind of like entrepreneurial juices. They get them juices flowing, and you think, well, maybe there's other. Like for me, for example, I'm definitely leaning more into the YouTube side. Yeah. In fact, FBA is going to pretty much next year is going to be more of a marketing tool for me, I think, than it is to make money. And there's nothing wrong with carrying on doing Amazon FBA. People want to do it or move into private label wholesale, whatever. That's fine. Nothing with doing that. But I think, really long term though, people probably will move out of it and take the money that you make from FBA and you can make some really good money and move it into something else. I think that's quite a common thing.
That's how you create wealth, isn't it? That's how you create wealth.
It is, exactly. It's a wealth creator. FBA really is. I mean, God, today you've made £350. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? So
it's crazy. Obviously, like I'm having for me, my goal is I would like Joel to make over 10K for himself, like because he's going to start his Amazon this year and everything, starting from scratch. So I would like for him to make 10K, but it's just like we sat there in the office the other day at work, and I'm thinking, like, how the hell will I was just sat there marking books for a living.
Yeah.
Marking books for a living.
If you can do that every day, that's 130K a year, basically, which is nuts. And it's just going to keep growing as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to keep.
That's the thing. It will keep growing as long as I'm not taking. Because I know we talked about expenses like you buying a camera, me buying a chair, but it's instead of us buying a 50K car. Saying that though, imagine though if you did have your 60K car, you could just use it for all your TikToks and say, "Hey guys, I'm just going into Costco and here's some Lego. Here's some Lego that I bought 5 months ago, but here's the 10 different videos on it.
Yeah,
another 10 different videos this month, and another 10. This guy saw me buying a pallet of Lego at Costco. They want to know what I'm doing. Oh wow, yeah. Sorry. So
it could make a good video.
Can you read the sarcasm? Can you read the sarcasm through it?
I could buy my Lamborghini and I could do RN. Like, well, I could have bought these 10 units of Lego, but I could only fit 2 in the Lamborghini. So I have to come and do 5 trips.
It's just, poor soul. Seriously, it's just, there's money grabbers and there's money grabbers. There's better money grabbers. There's just, annoys me.
Oh yeah, I mean you see more than I do on TikTok and Instagram, but
not anymore.
Yeah, I don't really follow it all. I mean, I've got them in
because it annoys me so much. I was watching it because it annoys me so much, and I'm getting more of it. I'm like, no, it's going away. So I got rid of it. I just got rid of it. So if anyone is sending any DMs on Instagram and TikTok, once a week I log through the browser on my laptop to watch it to answer any DMs or anything like that. So apologies, I'm not ignoring. I just I've done it for the benefit of my. What's
sanity.
The benefit of? It's not
Oh,
side thing. I'm
not
just,
actually, profitability, I suppose, isn't it? And time
it's just
management.
time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Time is
time
just
is
like, I'm
that.
looking at the end of the day, it's just like an hour in the app. It's like, what could I have done with that hour? I'm not 100% just sat there on TikTok. Maybe I'm watching the TV or on TikTok
Yeah.
too, but just put the phone down, put it in a
Yeah,
different
I get
room.
a lot of messages on Instagram and I think and TikTok as well, but I just don't really respond to them. So if you want to talk to me, come to my community and
Yeah,
DM me
and your server's
basically.
completely open too. That's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
just you can just come in straight
So
away and bam,
yours
bam.
as well, isn't it?
Uh,
So pretty sure
yeah, I
yours as
mean,
well?
all they got to do is just sign up for a newsletter. Yeah, just sign up for a newsletter and then they can come in.
Okay. I
I
was
just
giving people
wanted.
direct links actually, my bad.
Don't worry. Yeah,
So
I
I didn't
messaged you, didn't I? I
realise.
messaged you. No, I messaged you last week. I was thinking like, what's happening? Why have I got 10 people coming
Sorry,
in?
my
Like
bad,
how?
yeah. It's because
Oh, don't
someone
worry.
was
It's just yeah. It's just a control.
someone was
It's all it
asking
is. Just
loads
a
of
control method.
private label
Sorry.
questions. And I was like, I can't answer you. Stop asking because I've told you I don't do private label. Now I can tell you about what I've learned. I've got some cursory knowledge, just enough to be dangerous, basically, knowledge. But if you want to know from someone who's actually done it and got experience, go and speak to Nikos. Like, because
Yeah, I've not had
I
the
don't
DMs
know.
yet. Maybe they're too scared. Maybe they're too scared
I
to,
don't know. Yeah.
to answer. But
So
yeah, they're just they're in the server and everything. I just
cool. Yeah.
wanted
I'll
to.
remember next time.
Yeah. Oh,
Send them to the
don't be. It's
newsletter
like
or
it
whatever it is.
doesn't
Yeah.
make a
But
difference. It's just I
got you a
just
few
like
extra.
knowing who they are. You know what I mean? Just because
Yeah. That was.
I've only got about 100 people on it. I've only got 100 people on it.
That's pretty awesome, though. 100. That's pretty good. So
Yeah.
I'm at
Says the
8.
one. I mean, have you got 700 people in your server?
No, mate.
There you
872
go.
now.
There you
So
go.
maybe a bit more.
There you
Problem I
go.
run
Somebody's
into
come.
now, though, is spammers. I've been getting more and more of them. I've got one here I need to ban, actually. Sent excessive DMs in the past 24 hours.
Send
That
nudes
person,
kind of thing. Is what
that
it is,
person's
Simon.
gonna. I think I don't know actually what they send, but a lot of it's like I had these drop shipping guys who could come in and say, hey, you don't want to do Amazon, it's too dangerous. They'll ban your account. You want to do drop shipping, and here's how you can do drop shipping, like trying to sell the drop shipping thing. So
It's a picture of them with the time machine from like 2000.
Another person here. God, yeah, I've got quite a few actually coming. So I need to figure out a better way to like get rid of stop these spammers coming in. And obviously, I've had bloody impersonators as well. That's a real pain.
Have you? Wow.
Yeah, they copy they make their name like FBA Mogul with like 2 A's or whatever it is, 2 L's.
So people
they copy my picture so it looks exactly like me, and then DM people saying I don't know what they're trying to sell, but probably courses or something. I don't know, but yeah. So I've told people be careful. That's the only downside to running a free server.
Yeah, that's why I had almost a bit of a barrier with the thing. But obviously, if they've come from your survey and you've sent them the link, then they'll know who it is.
So
no, it's just interesting. Everything is just so interesting with it. Like it's just a different world from 2 years ago for me. Yeah, I mean, I'm sat in the same garage where 4 years ago I started packing Skylanders and Disney Infinity figures and little eBay orders, and now I'm just sat having like a little podcast and just talking about
because it brings in.
my life.
It's a great example, isn't it? Where you started off doing Amazon FBA and look where it's led you. Now you're still doing Amazon, although private label now. And but you're also doing the YouTube. You've got a Discord community going now, which I think is massively underrated. By the way, I think Discord community is super powerful. I think it's the modern day newsletter. I don't know if you knew, marketing used to be all about capturing those emails and newsletters. I think that's now the Discord community. It's kind of that modern day version of that, and it's just crazy how things progress. And I say for me, it's now led to the point where I'm having to leave money on the table in some things because I'm like, well. It might be 1,500 quid, but I'm like, it's not worth my time doing that now. It sounds really arrogant, but like, I've got other things I need to do. There's only so many hours in a day and so many things you want to do. So you can't do everything. And sometimes you have to leave things. And I feel like actually it might get to the point where even Amazon FBA itself may become a thing that I'm willing to let go and focus just 100% on the community.
You must admit, I think at your stage at the moment in time, you could do 6K on autopilot, couldn't you?
What, with Amazon FBA? That's pretty much what I do anyway. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. So
no, but like on autopilot, you could do 6K profit. Like, so well, no why problem, not? You know, I mean, eventually, I mean, I don't know. You could have systems. Have you got VAs now? Still, yeah. Have you still got VAs?
Yeah, I've got a sourcing VA who's on Cogita. I've got the admin VA who obviously keeps on top of all my VAT invoices. I mean, she doesn't have I pay her full time, but she doesn't have a full time job. I just leave her to it basically. Like she's got a pretty easy gig, but it takes work away from me, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
But I don't have to chase invoices, things like that. So it's really good, basically. And to be honest, it's £330 a month or whatever. It's not that bad, really. So, which is crazy to think that I'm spending that, but not even too worried
It's
about
just
it.
weird. It's like when you first start,
Yeah.
it's just, but then the moment you realize everyone, first of all, is like, knowledge is power. That's the best thing. Okay. What you need to be buying is you need to be buying people's knowledge. So like, obviously you give everything for free. You give everything for free.
Yeah.
I've told many, many times for you, just, yes, give everything for free, but you need to allow for people to be able to speak to you one-to-one and have the questions. I think, I mean, I don't know. I think personally think we're both very rare in the fact that we're both honest. Yeah. So I think for somebody to be able to
100%.
pick your brain and speak to you, I think somebody should be paying for that for you, because you've got so much knowledge on that. And yeah, it's just, I've lost track of thought. I was trying to compliment you all the time there, and I lost track of thought.
Thank you.
I was complimenting.
What we're talking about.
What was I talking about?
I can't remember now. Actually, talk more about me.
Yeah, I know. Literally, I started complimenting you, and I just lost the train of thought. I completely
started blushing.
Completely, it's completely gone.
What we talk? I literally can't remember now.
Oh, no, knowledge is power. That's what I said. Knowledge. It's worth. Simon is amazing, but also it's worth spending money. This is me, an academic person that taught for 10 years. Okay. We're asking people at the moment in time to be paying 54k for university, yeah, and you're asking people to pay maybe 200-300 quid to speak to you to do my course, okay, whatever it is. Just pay that and get the business. And it's just there. I don't know. I'm getting a lot of Simon's Quib even on YouTube, and it says like, right, I want to start my own business. What's the first thing? An idea. It's like, no, just open a business. That's the first thing. Open a business. It's not hard. It's more expensive. It used to be 20. It used to be 12 quid. Now it's 54, isn't it? Something like that. But still,
oh god, okay. You can use something like Tide though, and then
true.
Well, cheaper, I think. Yeah, so
you get 50 quid from Simon's link if you're going to put
there. Yeah, absolutely. So that's how all my server runs. But yeah, I mean, going back to the mentorship thing, something I've considered. I don't know. To me, it just seems like a lot of pressure to take. You've got an education background, teaching people. For me, it feels like as soon as I formalize this thing and take someone's money, like 3,000, whatever it is, I feel like there's a huge amount of pressure because I don't want to I want to give them the best.
You get invested. You get invested, though, Simon. That's for me. For somebody who's paying that amount of money and they've trusted me, is just like the amount of investment that I do through is like if they send me a Discord link, or there's something on Discord, they're the priority. You know what I mean? It's just if they want to book a call, they book a call, kind of thing. And it's just nice seeing the progress that they're doing and the way you can see the cogs starting from slow to like, oh right. And all I'm doing is I'm just helping with a bit of the turning kind of thing. I'm not changing the whole mentality of the person. I'm just adding something to it. And it's like obviously teaching. When I was teaching maths, you can lead a horse to water. They've got to drink. You know what I mean? You've got to drink, and
I know
that's
exactly
why
what you mean like that. Yeah,
and it annoys me. It annoys me the fact that too is just like I've had a few people that messages like, "Can you find me a PL product, and I'll pay you for that PL product?" And I'm like, "Well, you don't want to learn how to fish. You just want the one thing. That's what it is."
That's exactly why I don't give leads to people. I'm like, I want to teach you how to find the leads yourself. Because if we give you a lead, okay, you might make a few hundred quid off it or whatever, but that's not. You'll be back to square one again.
No.
So yeah, I mean, that's just, I mean, maybe at some point next year, maybe I'll think about doing it. I know I'm leaving loads of money on the table. Right now I do it.
It's also the relationships, and honestly, it's also the relationships you leave. Because like for me, I feel like the people that have gone through and doing the mentorship, I'm actually finding that I'm speaking to people that I will know, kind of thing. With the fact that I don't know, it's just I'm personally invested in their businesses, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I've got a mental block on it. I think that's the thing for me, really. And say like right now with the free community.
I mean, you're doing how many videos live do you do per week on Cogita and Abysos?
So I try and do 2. Well, I do Monday nights is my sort of just Q&A 1 hour thing. Wednesday nights, apart from last night, I do the Cogita sourcing. I'd like to do more, but at the same time, I also need to take time to go out for dinner with friends and stuff like that. And So, but yeah, because every time I do one of those, there's a tangible, like I see that the money come in essentially through the affiliates or whatever, things like that.
Yeah.
So, or more people will join my server. That's the main thing I love, is my server growing, to be honest. That's the thing that I love the most. So I'm going to do a big giveaway. Actually, I'm not sure what I'm going to give away. When I get to 1,000 members, I'm going to give something away. So,
mate, we've got a MacBook. When is that? What's happening with that MacBook? And please tell people. It's just like,
yeah,
on,
exactly.
Simon.
So we've got the
Let's
MacBook
give this
free.
MacBook away.
So it's not long now. 18th of December is when the final day is. So it'll be shipped or drawn on the 18th of December, and then shipped probably the same day. I'm not sure when it ends, actually, what time. So maybe the next day I'll send it. Just in time for Christmas, someone's going to get a brand new MacBook Air M3 256 gig and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, pretty nice. Those are £1,000.
And
cost,
obviously there's so many more ways to multiply your chances too.
Oh yeah, so like if you boost the server, if you buy on Cogita's another one as well, I give you good things. If you watch my live streams, there's oftentimes codes on there as well. So multiple ways to enter for that. And I just hope someone who wins it is someone active in my community. Really, that's what I'm hoping.
I know that'd be amazing. Wouldn't it? It'd be nice. It'd be nice.
And I can see then, yeah, and hopefully, but yeah. So that's what. But when I get to 1,000, I want to do something else. I'm not sure what yet. I kind of like the idea of maybe giving £1,000 away, but you know what? I might maybe speak to Charlie and see if we can get like £1,000 Cogita credit. Maybe it could be quite nice for someone, rather than just giving someone £1,000. Something like that is what I'd like to do, because and the server's going to continue to grow as well. So and I guess yours will continue to grow as well. So yeah, that's the main thing I want to build right now, is just keep building that community up, and it's really nice as well. How the community has grown. It's a very mature community.
It's a very, very active community, isn't it?
Very helpful as well. So someone, I had a call just before this, actually, 40 minutes. Give away the stuff for free. Wow. But it was meant to be 15. But sometimes you just enjoy chatting.
End up talking to people.
And he was saying, "Oh, it's such a nice community because everyone's really helpful." He joined another group, which you and I were both affiliated with for a short time. We won't mention. And he was saying it was so toxic in there, they ended up leaving. So. He said it was a bit of a mental group.
No comment.
But yeah, so I was like, oh, that's really nice to see. So, and that's not something obviously I wanted that, but somehow I've managed to have the right people come in that are very mature and helpful and stuff. And that's what I like. So, because I'm a big believer that we could all do this and we could all make money. I'm not a believer of the whole, like, if I give you knowledge, you're going to be taking away from me. I don't believe that at all. I think altogether, there's plenty of room for us all to make plenty of money on Amazon. Amazon's so enormous.
It's massive. So many different things.
It's weird that some people do have that kind of mentality. Like, if you come into this, you're going to be hurting my bottom line. I'm like, do you not realize how big Amazon is?
I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It is nuts.
It's crazy.
But yeah,
it's good. It's been good. It's been good, Simon. It's not. I mean, I'm just looking at the times. 4:23. I need to go pick the little one up too. It's
no problem whatsoever.
But if we use the last thing, something big that I'm doing this year. You said 1,000. I've said to myself, Nick, you're gonna buy £1,000 worth of toys and donate this year. You know, for the Christmas appeal. Nice. And I'm just, if anyone's watching this, please, just buy one extra thing and just give it to the Christmas appeal for us. I think it's like I say, gifts for Christmas, something like that. That's what it is. Last year I went and gave it. I'm going to do it again the same. But this year I'm thinking, well, I've been so lucky and so blessed with everything. I think I want to do £1,000 worth of toys, buy and give away, because we're so close to Christmas, and like obviously we're talking about how lucky we are. And if you're watching this and also Amazon has done something to you or anything, just one toy away to somebody for Christmas. I know I'm a massive softie now. I've got kids and everything. It's just it's crazy, but just it feels good. It feels good to give out and give to people, kind of thing, and just to be thankful for what you've had.
Absolutely. So a good tip for that, I've been doing the exact same thing. I've been buying them throughout the year. Whenever Hamleys has a big sale on, because they sometimes have crazy prices, I'll buy quite a few items from there. And they're all sitting in my parents' garage, and my mum's going to pack them, or wrap them for me, because I'm not going to do it. So, and she can give them away to the hospital or whatever. So I'm doing something very similar. I don't know how much it is, and obviously we get a lot of returns and things which could still be go as a nice, like I had a Disney one the other day, come back, some sort of stupid compliance issue. But it's a nice little toy thing. So definitely give back, guys, as well. I'm a big
imagine somebody getting a Nerf gun in the morning, and you know, I mean, the family doesn't know they're going to be getting a Nerf gun, and the opening is like a Nerf gun, and just thinking you've just gave a bit of faith to like think, oh, you know,
there's a lot of unfortunate people out there.
It's nothing, you know what I mean? It's nothing crazy. A Nerf gun is nothing, but £10 for you might be nothing, but it might change somebody's like Christmas morning.
Absolutely.
So please do that. And then I'm hoping we do another one, Simon. So we need to book another one in 2 weeks' time. Plenty of stuff to talk about. I'm
That's
sure
good.
you do. What are you on now on Amazon?
For what you mean?
Revenue. What revenue are you on? And 21st of November. What revenue did you say? Was it 40?
Oh yeah, for the month I'm on. Oh, revenue 49,800.
Oh right, so you'd probably be like a 65k one, isn't it? People are
Maybe
going to
more
panic.
hopefully, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
no, for
yeah.
November, for November,
Yeah,
I
for
think people are
November,
going to
yeah.
panic. I
Well,
think people are
21st,
going
I'm
to
on
panic.
50k. We potentially could be 70 or 80
Yeah,
there. So
yeah,
could be a good one. Obviously, that's revenue, guys, not profit. So
yeah. But still,
my
though,
profit's only
still, it's amazing.
7,000. So definitely got
Still
some
is
lower
amazing.
ROIs. But yeah, guys, obviously, if you're successful, you can obviously get, be charitable as well. Don't just hoard it
No,
all.
and speaking of kids,
yeah,
I
and
need
Nikos
to
is going to
pick
go and
up mine
collect
from
his.
school. But yeah, pleasure talking to you, mate. Pleasure
yeah,
talking
guys.
to you.
Thanks for joining us. And if you want to learn private label, go and check out Nikos's community. I'll put the link down for there as well. So, and if you want to join my community as well, link will be there. Thanks, guys, for watching. Do appreciate it. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Cheers, mate.